what do you need to buy a home? There are three main things that you need, and that would be to get a mortgage. Because if we all had $150,000 cash in our pocket, then we probably wouldn't be here, right? So what do you need to get a mortgage? You need credit, income, and cash. So we're going to specifically talk about all three of these and explain why they're important and how they work. So the first one I'm going to talk about is credit. So credit is really your history of managing and paying your debts. There's three credit bureaus: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And all three of them are typically going to generate a score on you. Credit scores typically range from 350 being a low to 850 being perfect. And what we want to see as a mortgage ready score is about 660. Now this also doesn't mean that if you've had credit issues in the past that you're stuck. What it means is we might have a little bit more work to do, but credit can always be fixed. There's always things that you can do to improve your credit. So what's typically reported on your credit report? On your credit report, you're going to see car loans, student loans, personal loans, credit cards, and installment loans. An installment loan would be like if you bought some furniture or a computer and it has a set payment and a set ending time. So it works similar to a car payment. What does not show up on your credit report would be rent, your cell phone bill, your electric bill. Now the only time those other items could show up on your credit report is if you don't pay them and they're placed into collections. So what makes up your credit score? The most important thing on your credit report is your payment history. Have you paid your bills on time? So 40% of your score is going to be made up of your payment history. A little fact that a lot of people don't realize is that one late payment on a credit card can actually bring your score down as low as 60 points. A late payment means typically over 30 days. The next thing is outstanding debt. 30% of your credit score is going to be comprised of your outstanding debt. So how much do you owe? A good rule of thumb with credit cards is to have no more than 30% of your limit charged. So if you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit, you want your balance to be at $300 or less. Now this does not mean that everyone should go home and pay down all of your credit cards. For every single person, credit is going to be completely different. If you do have some credit card debt, we always recommend waiting until you come in and sit down with one of your counselors and go over your credit report before you make any moves. Just so you know though, credit cards with a zero balance are excellent for you. A credit card with a zero balance does two things for you. One is it's very good for those ratios, so that 30% zero is always better. And two is having a credit card with a zero balance is as if you're making an on-time payment every single month. So if you have a credit card with a zero balance, do not close it. Keep it open. The next thing is the type of credit. So it's always good to have kind of a little mix of credit on your credit report. A couple of credit cards and a car loan, or a couple of student loans and a credit card. Running your credit actually does not bring down your score. What brings down your score is looking for new credit. The next thing is length of history. The longer you have credit open, the better it is for your score. The last thing I wanted to talk about is new credit. So when you're looking for credit, that could potentially affect your credit score, and also how long you've had that credit, that could affect your credit score.